My name is Julio. I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit about history, but not really history. I'm gonna travel in time, but not going to the past, but to the future. So I want to talk to you about the new technologies that are gonna shape our future. So let's take a jump to year 2030 and see what technologies are gonna shape how the way we live. And let's talk about first about the fourth industrial revolution. Have you guys heard about this term? Like, do you guys have any idea about it? Nope. Okay, well, you may be surprised to know that there have been three previous ones. The fourth is the one that is going to hit us soon. But there has been four revolutions. The first one started with mechanization. In the past, we didn't have anything as steam motors and nothing like electricity. We didn't have automation. We didn't even have internet. And each of these revolutions have changed drastically how we live. Not only how we build things, but our lifestyles and our relations with persons and our ways of thinking and our ways of communicating and our ways of living has changed every aspect of the way we live, even the nature of the human being. So the first one started with mechanization. Second one started with electricity. Third one is the most recent one, started with computers, internet, and automation. But the fourth one is where all of it converges. It's going to combine physical activities like motors and energy. It's going to combine the services with like the internet, and it's going to combine, it's going to even create intelligence. So what are the technologies that are in this revolution? There are plenty. We can start with the biggest one: artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D printing, Internet of Things, nanotechnology, autonomous vehicles, biotechnology, big data, and cryptocurrencies. And you might say, oh, okay, I've heard about those, but what do you do with all of those things? So let's start with artificial intelligence. You might think that we're already on that point. Okay, we can talk to our phones and ask, hey Siri, tell me about the weather today. And Siri is programmed to tell you a response, but that response is basically pre-programmed. It's not like it's actually thinking. So we are going to get to a point when a computer is going to think. It's going to process information, and it's not just going to give you an automated response that was programmed before. Right now, we have, I don't know if you guys have heard about these artificial intelligence that play games. Have you guys heard about those? There's a game called Go. It's like 10 times more complex than chess. And recently, like 3 or 4 months ago, there was a news that some computer science guy, started a program and just told the program, okay, losing is bad, winning is good, go ahead. The machine, and of course, and gave them the rules of the game. And only by knowing the rules and knowing that winning is good, it programmed itself to learn techniques, programmed itself to learn strategies, and be the biggest champions of the game, like real humans. And that's something mind-blowing, because it's the software, the program itself to do something. So the possibilities are endless. So what does this technology will do? Well, it will allow us to perform better. It will increase the flow of information, which will allow us to have better operations business. Or Twitter, for example. We didn't have that, where information is going to flow faster. We're going to have more efficient business operations with things like automation and robotics. We're going to have like way more efficient businesses. Better health. You know, for example, the Apple Watch, Fitbit, is going to help us track our health. And what does that do? Well, it's going to tell us, hey, your blood pressure is high. rest. Hey, you're sleeping, you're not sleeping well, you should sleep more. And that is so, those little steps are the ones that are going to allow us to have better lives. Better transportation, autonomous vehicles, better education with tailored programs, every one of us learns a different way. And that's one of the problems with current education, is that sometimes we feel left out, we don't really learn, everyone needs their own pace, and all these new technologies are going to help us learn better. Increase creativity. Computers are going to help us design and give us better new ideas for designs. And also social stronger movements and organizations. We know that all these new movements have been helped greatly by social media. And that's going to be even stronger in the future. It will allow us to do things we couldn't do before. Cure incurable diseases like cancer. What's the problem with cancer? The problem with that disease is that it's constantly evolving and changing. So one treatment won't work for all types of cancer because it's constantly evolving. These new technologies like AI is going to predict and even correct those diseases. We are going to live longer. Estimates tell us, and predictions tell that we're going to reach even 100 years. 100 years will be like the norm. Smart cities, tailored content and services, transparent and decentralized information. But it will also challenge us. Job displacement, security and conflict. Are you guys sure that you own your information? Or does Facebook owns it? Or Google? Every time you go online, you're not like, everyone knows what you're doing. People in those big companies know what you're doing. So it will present a lot of challenges. So we can either be like, but in the end, we're gonna be way better than we're now. So thank you.